Hello everyone. To those who are new to my page, I do energy work and I do all sorts of types of energy work. House and land clearings is probably one of my favorites other than soul realignments and manifesting blueprints. And for the main reason is because when you come to me for a house and land clearing, it is really imperative that you're actually self-aware to a certain extent about your own patterns. Because house and land clearings is not just about what's ever happened on the property and in the house or whatever might show up there. It's not just about that. It's all energy. And you get drawn to certain places to live for specific reasons. So if you're going through a really hard time, a really chaotic time, and maybe you're not as aware, maybe you are, but usually what will happen is that you will get drawn to a place that actually has a very similar energetic frequency. So I'm not saying that you have to be perfect when looking for a house, but you have to be very intentional on what you are looking for. Otherwise, you usually will get drawn to a home that will point out some of the deeper stuff going on within. And usually houses do. But the cool thing is that when you can clear that, and when we clear what's going on the property as well, because usually there's some sort of resonance, you can actually create such a beautiful home and a beautiful space for yourself. And it doesn't mean that you have to move. Sometimes, sure, people do, and you see that. You know, I've seen that a few times now after doing these. Like, we'll clear it, and then a few months later, people are like, okay, I'm really actually ready to find the home that is really suited to me and what I really want. But house and land clearings are also about going in and healing actually some inner child wounds and also any lens of perception that you might be carrying. So for example, I had a really amazing one today. I just love doing this work so much. And we picked up on quite a few things happening in the home and some of the energetic frequencies. And immediately, anytime that I brought up the frequency and, you know, kind of what that would mean, immediately she was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how that's playing out. And I could easily see certain parts of her that were still holding on to that dynamic. So the really cool thing about house and land clearings is that it's also a healing session for you. So you can address these things. And I bring in energy work to help shift anything within you that might actually be holding on to that frequency that is currently there. Because if you just clear that out and you don't deal with what's going on inside, you might actually bring in more types of energies that are very similar until you get it. So that's why I do what I do and why it works for so long and why the land stays clear for years after me doing one session is because we also go into your internal wounds. We do energy work for you. We also do the whole realignment for your property. And then I give you tangible, actionable steps in which you can make that house a home. So we start going into what your level of intention is, what you really want to create there, how you want that place to feel, and releasing all those things from the past, which is really, really important. If you want to be present in your space and you want it to feel like home, you want to feel good, you want to feel relaxed. So if you're not just feeling quite settled in your property, if you're not feeling quite settled where you are and you feel like there's something more going on, please reach out to me. We can have a discussion on that and see if a home realignment is what's best for you at this point in time. But just remember, anytime that you do book these, we're also going to go into how it's affecting you or any other inhabitants in the home. And then we go and do some energy clearing and clear that out. So if you're unwilling to see those patterns within you, if you don't want to take a look at yourself in any way, then this won't be for you because this is who I am. I go deep with all my clients relatively fast. And it takes a certain level of self-honesty. And within that, I do hold a lot of compassion and a lot of empathy and a lot of love so that you can feel comfortable in moving through that. So remember, your home is an extension of your energy field. And when you start to really get down to the root of what's going on your land and property, you also start getting to the root of what might be going on for you, or maybe your kids, or your partner, or all of it combined. It is really interesting. So I don't see it as this land is affecting you and you have no control and there's nothing you can do. I see it as there is some symbiosis here, whether it's positive or negative, it does not matter. We're not going into the story. We're just figuring out where it might be, where it might be in resonance with you and then releasing that so that you can feel the most comfortable and connected to your space and make it however you want it to be specifically. So if you have any questions on that, please drop it in the comments if you like, or you can send me a DM as well, and we can talk about the Akashic property clearings and do that realignment for you. So if this resonated, let me know. If you learned anything new, let me know. Or if you have another perspective that you would like to share, please feel free to do so. And I will talk to you all soon.